Hello everyone, I'm Sasha Corrodus Odom. I teach 6th through 8th grade art at Wilder Middle School in Richmond, Virginia. I'm also one of the team leaders on OATK12 Facebook group. And welcome to the party. All right, today I am going to show you a very highly requested project, and I'm also going to show you different ways that you can use the project and some ways to get around any concerns you might have. All right, just to get a little background of me, I am a practicing artist. I've been doing art my entire life. I'm also a performing artist where I sing music, play instruments. I am a costume designer, fashion designer. So art is my life. I'm also very deep in history. And I think it's very important in the world of art in addition to what your message is. And I have also taught in New York, in New Jersey, all throughout Virginia, and in Washington, D.C. Okay. And I also create art, commissions, portraits, clothing, things of that nature. So I have submerged my whole entire being into art. All right, so let's dig in. So many of my teachers who want to teach this project say to me, well, Mrs. Odom, I'm not a person of color, and I'm afraid that I will be appropriating this project. Well, there's one very, very clear way to steer away from appropriation. Teach the context and don't replicate it, right? So teach the context and give it its due respect and credit, right? So in this specific project, I teach a lesson first. I have a very diverse student body, but I would teach it the same way no matter who was in my classroom, okay? This can be taught as a social studies project that they can use there for art, okay? Because it teaches about law, about unjust behaviors and practices, okay? But it is a positive, fun project, so it's not depressing or anything like that. Pardon me, my light just turned off. Let's try that again. All right. This project can be taught in all contexts, but you want to make sure that it's geared towards the Afrocentric community, okay? Because the Crown Act is geared towards that as well, okay? Another one of my teachers asked, well, how do I know if I'm able to teach this? Well, you're just teaching the context, just like you would teach any social studies subject. And there are artists who do 3D hair art for the using Afrocentric hairstyles as their inspiration. So you're not, there's no piece of you in this lesson or project. So sometimes as art teachers, we put ourselves in our projects, and that would be a detriment to the students. We are historians, we are creators, we are inspirators. But anyway, if you think of it in that context, then you should be okay. All right. Please do not teach this project without the lesson first. Now, this project is geared towards 6th through 12th graders. However, for the elementary or younger elementary, I would show them the Hair Love film and book. Some of them may already be familiar with it. So let me show you what that is. Okay. So this will help for them. Okay. But let's fast forward and talk about the Black History Art Project. I start by giving them a short lesson. There are 3 videos that we go over. It's in the form of a Nearpod, and it's also in the form of a PowerPoint. Okay. So they watch the video, they learn about the Crown Act, okay, and they learn about some injustice of how people were treated because of the texture of their hair and the hairstyles of their choice. Mostly people of color, people of color from all around the world, not just in the United States of America, in the continent of Africa. So, and a lot of them did not know that it wasn't just in this country that this happens. So it sparks inspiration. So then we start talking about artists. So 3D hair art artists, there's Alicia Johnson Black, and they answer questions about Alicia Johnson Black, Tyler Clark, and Lebohang Lang Matong. Okay, and she's from Africa. Okay. I also give them extra resources if they're interested in other types of 3D hair art, because that's pretty much what this project is. Now, for this, the 3D hair art is only for my 8th graders because of time. For the 6th and 7th graders, they did affirmation art. So this, after we learn this lesson, it splits. And then my 6th and 7th graders do, let's show you here. They do affirmation art. And basically what I tell them is after they learn about the Crown Act, okay, it says answer the questions and learn a little bit about it. Then on a sheet of paper, draw a portrait of a person of color, either the front or profile, neck and head only. Give them a crown, which they will understand what, a crown. And some of them don't have to. And an Afrocentric hairstyle. So we do learn what Afrocentric hairstyles are. And there's locks, braids, afros, Afro puffs, twists, or 2-strand twists, all types of natural Afrocentric hairstyles, okay? And then within the hair or within the background, they would have to write affirmations. Now, one of the students said, well, why do we have to do that? And why does it have to be a person of color? Well, I said, well, we're learning about the Crown Act, and think about what these people have gone through, the students who were kicked out of school or had to go home, or they had their hair cut in front of everyone because the teacher couldn't take the beads out or the braids out, and it was very embarrassing. Think about that person. So you're writing encouragement to that person. And after I explained that, it kind of gave more of a context, and the students took it to another level, and they really felt like they had an investment in society, right? And they were very positive towards this project. Some did a man of color and some did a woman of color. Then I show them examples. Here are some examples here of affirmation art. And then I will show you some examples of student work. This was one. And now this is a template that I gave to most of my students. Wanted a template, and some of them actually did their own artwork. So this one, he did a man of color, and he gave him locks, and that was the crown, and the words of affirmation: powerful, perfect, natural, right? Here's another one. She actually drew her own person and did a lot of colors, even gave a beautiful hair color with a puff, Afro puff, and put the affirmations in the crown. Here's another example. This was my woman template, okay? And she put all her affirmations in the back. She did the Nubian colors, red, black, and green. All right. So you can give them a template. I can give you the templates to give to your students, or you can create your own template. This was my template, and I just made copies. Okay. And then here are some more ideas Okay, affirmation art. You can also do quilling. We did not have time to do quilling, but I was going to do quilling with my 6th and 7th graders, but you may do that as well. If you see here, some Afrocentric art, curly hair. And your students, after they finished you doing a woman of color or a man of color, they can do their own take on it. So this, if once they have done the actual project, they can take that and do anything. This is not considered appropriation because they're inspired by the project. They're not claiming the project as their own idea. That's what appropriation is, claiming something that has already been created by someone else or by a group of people and saying that it came from you. All right. And without giving credit to where the idea is coming from. Okay, so that's quilling. And then we did, for my 8th graders, 3D art. Now notice these are paintings, and then the hair is woven into the painting or sewn into the painting. I didn't do that for sake of time because we did not do a portrait lesson yet. So what I did with my students, I gave them a template. So I have a side profile template and I also have a front template. They trace the face that they chose, and they can use any skin tone of color, of course. So some chose a chocolate brown, some chose a medium tan color, and those were actually the only 2 colors I had, but they can do any skin tone. And if you choose to get more skin tone colors, give them more options. Then they draw on the features using the cutout. They will draw. I wanted them to focus on the hair and not the face. That's why I gave them the template. All right. So you always give a template when you want your students to focus on something specific, or else they'll spend more time on what you're not teaching than on what you are. Okay. So that's why I gave them that template to do. And some actually wanted to do their own face. And I said, no, because for sake of time, I want you to focus on that hair. So give them an elaborate, amazing hairstyle. Okay. So then they draw in the hairstyle with pencil. That is their guide of where they're going to paint the hair, which is here. And they're going to glue that hair on. So I did mine in a top knot twist using yarn. All of these projects are using yarn, even the ones that have afros. I don't know if you can see here. Make that a little bit bigger. This is an afro. Okay. And what they did was take the yarn and they pulled it apart and then they glued it on. So then the type of glues that you want to use are E6000 glue. You can use nail glue, like what is it? You can also use tacky glue. So you need a strong glue that dries quickly, or else the hair will move when you're trying to apply it. But it can get a little messy, but make sure you use a good applicator when you're putting the hair down. All right. And then they added accessories. So here are some golden clips in the braids of the hair. Oh, one thing I did not mention, when they're choosing their hairstyles, they must choose a hairstyle first. You make sure you give them a bank to choose the hairstyles from, or else again, they will spend a lot of time choosing a hairstyle. Okay. So the types of natural hairstyles are locks, braids / twists, cornrows, afros, and afro ponies. Okay. These are all of the approved hairstyles that they can choose. And then they choose 3. Click the one that they actually want to go with. And then create it. All right. And little did they know, but this is actually the creative process. So artist research, they learned about the context of the art, which is very important. That way it makes your message stronger when you understand why you're doing it and what it stands for. Then you research about that culture, and that will help you gear away from appropriation. Okay. Have thumbnails, creative process, choose one, and then create it. All right. This was done on poster board, foam core board. I just bought foam core board from Walmart, which you can purchase, and I cut it into 4 pieces, big board into 4 pieces. This is 11 by 14, I believe. And here's another example. This one has not been finished yet. And then this one is my example. You see, I put beads on the ends. Now, once this dries, it's pretty strong, so you can apply beads or anything you want to it. Let me make this bigger so you can see. Oop. See? So there's beads, clips. All right. Let me make that smaller again. All right, so I hope that I have inspired you all or given you more confidence to share this project with your students. My sister teacher is a Eurocentric teacher, and she taught this to her 8th graders and her Art 1 and Art 8 students, and they had a ball with this project. She had much less time than I did, so she quickly went over the lesson, gave them the instructions, and then had them go for it. And they did an amazing job. I did record the students working and some examples of their work. Let's see if I can find it. I will show it to you. All right, here we go. So here's the project. And here's some of the work that they've done. Okay. Those were my 8th graders. This is my 6th and 7th graders. Okay. And all of this was done with the template and with yarn. And they can go all out and be as creative as they want. All right, so I hope that this work that you have seen has made you a little bit more confident in what you would like to share with your students, and that this is geared towards anyone. Students, you can do this for a paint party. You could do this for an after-school program if you choose to. So this project and lesson you can use in any context, and it's very enriching. And I've had students that say that this was their favorite project of the year, and I do plan on doing it every year. Now, of course, I would change it up every once in a while, but the project would stay the same. The context would also stay the same, but you can get really, really creative with the artwork that you put into it and how creative you want your students to be. And it's always very important that your students think about their place in society. What would you say to someone who's struggling in life, you know? How would you help them, right? So it helps to give them social construct in their lives, and it's very enriching for the student and the teacher alike. All right, well, have fun, everybody, and show me what you all have done. So hashtag 3D hair art crown act. Well, you know, maybe not that one. That's a bit long. But hashtag crown act art, okay? Hashtag crown act art. And show me all of the beautiful projects that you have come up with. You can email me at secodom@henrico.k12.va.us. All right, now, I will see you all later, and be art smart. Go on and create. If you have any questions, you can email me at secodom@henrico.va. Oh, I said that wrong. You can email me at Mindfire Art Studio. Actually, no. You can email me at secodom@K12. Wait, I don't know my own email address. Okay, let's try that again.